probably a bit windy here because we're on top of the hill, but I still wanted to get a little bit of footage. We're back at the wolf stones. These stones are proper. They're massively important. It's like an ancient boundary, weren't it? We've done a little video on them before, haven't we? This is like the second time. It's like the second time we've been up in this area. It's like an ancient boundary between 5 thingies, ancient boundaries, Mercia thingy, Lancaster. Like, it's not now. I think it's just between 2 now. We've got Lancashire and Yorkshire. You can see windmills down there. We're up on the borderline of Burnley. Let me go up and show it. We're gonna go try find a lost lead mine. Well, what we're gonna do, Bruce, we're gonna try find a lost lead mine. The lead mine, the earliest we can find mention, is 1625. Right. Apologise for the wind if it's proper windy. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but this clough's snaking off down here now, down into like the back of Ebden Bridge and Eptonstall. This clough here is called Lead Mine Clough, and at the bottom of there, near the old Noah Dale Dam, is an area called the Lead Mine. There's an old lead mine there, but that's like 1600s. What's that knocking us back? 400 or 500 years? 400 or 500. We're going to try chunk that, aren't we? We're hoping that the Romans were mining here, aren't we? We think potentially they were.
Well, everything we've looked at,
yeah,
said that they're mining
we'll
there.
Get into it a little bit more through the video as it progresses, but down there, we'll show you when we get down there, innit?
Yeah,
like we're off, in today's video, we're off looking for a lead mine, a lost lead mine, and potentially early signs of Roman work.
The Romans, yeah.
We'll get down that bottom bit.
I thought if you're going looking, I'll do a quick video now. When you're on LiDAR, yeah, you can't see fuck all here, can you? I know, I mean, right, it's very easy to find when you put it on satellite though, because you just find that big width up res there, don't you? And then you can find that perfectly straight line there. And if you look, yeah, that perfectly straight line, look, it leads onto that there. That's, I know it's like, people don't like Roman roads with bends in, but they have to bend them somewhere, don't they? But if you look at that one's straight, innit? Straight, bit of a bend, straight-ish. There's a cut in there. And then, yeah, go across that Harestones Hill, and then you're on Gorpal Stones. That's going to be that Gorpal Road, innit? Yeah, from Widdop across to there. That's where your Roman camp is there, innit? That square. Right, so let's get back over here. When I was having a look last night, if you look there, that's a definite square on the side of that road there, innit? There's a little bit of a work in there of some sort. And then I think if you look at it, if you overlay a map on the top of this, there seems to be another square that follows a wall, and it's that dot there, I think. You'd have to have a look at your map before you set off. Another one that I've noticed is, if you look here, look, there's a circle there. There's a circle there, and there's a straight. That's another straight line. There's a straight line. That straight line there, like in the middle of my screen, is the road. Innit? We're saying straight out the back of the res there. But if I go down one, there's another one there, isn't there? Look, that's straightish. It moves off a bit of a track there. But when you're looking at it, different satellite views give you different colours of grass, don't they? And there's a straight one there-ish in the middle there. There's one there that's straight-ish. That looks man-made. The one below it, so there's one like that one now right at the top of my screen, and then the next man-made one. I'm going to push that up to the top of my screen now, so that's the line bang on top of my screen now. Other interesting ones there. They've been man-made cuts to gather water. Them 3 lines there, 4 lines. So then that one there's a straight line coming out the back of it there, in it, that joins in. And if you look closely, or is it here? Yeah, it's that on that straight line there. Look, there's that straight line that's going horizontally now, left to right across my screen. There's a circle there, but then if you look, there's 3 bumps on that bit there. There's like a circle, a circle, a circle that have been cut in with that big deep track, and that track runs upwards there, look. So and then there's a green circle there in the middle of that black. If you look more at the grass markings, look, there's a circle there as well, half a circle. And I've also noticed this, like there on the edge of the res, there's a circle there in the edge of that cliff. So there is stuff there, but it's hard to spot, and you can't see any of that on LiDAR, can you? There's another little half a circle there, maybe. If you're with me, if you put it on satellite and look at that, look, there's another circle there. That's a mound in it of some sort. So there is mines there, or it looks like these mounds there and stuff, but possibly another circle there. And then possibly, is there another circle there, a dark circle? So the dotting about, you have to change your eyes a bit. Right, I'm going.
This is some slight little stones just there. This is the top of Lead Mine Clough. All these little bits up to here are just like tributary streams type of thing, aren't they, Bruce? This is the first bit what opens up into what you, if you Google the term clough, this is what it's telling you. It's like a little gouge slash valley down a thing. We've checked the maps anyway, haven't we? So we know that this one is 100% Lead Mine Clough. But this is the one. What is it, a red herring or is it thingy? The lead mine is still about, what would you say, half a mile to a mile away.
Well, if you look right over there, you can see the little gouge, can't you? And that way it drops down, and then the mine's down.
What, it's still that far down?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yes, this is the start of it up here. We're on this peak, the top. Now we need to walk all the way down and then follow Lead Mine Clough all the way down to the bottom.
No, but the lead mine, which is why I was just saying it's like a bit like a red herring, isn't actually marked on this clough, is it? No. It's off to the side, right down at the bottom. But to do a thorough job, we're walking fully down the clough named Lead Mine Clough. We walked up this once before, but listen, there were a foot of snow on ground. I don't know what we were expecting to find, but we still had to go. But this is like our first boots on the ground. We've brung a spade, we've got a stick.
Hell, bro.
Not that it's doing as much good. Let's get out of the clough onto the side boots, or get on a banking each.
I would say
you get on a banking, I'll get on a banking. Because do you know what else? Something else we've been looking at. We were mentioning Romans a minute ago. How the Romans didn't used to mine lead from shafts, and they got it on the surface. They used a process called hushing, where they dam off. They dam off. Like say up here, look, see how we're in a clough here and there's this big gouge. If you dammed off down there, dammed it off, filled all this with water. They build like, Romans were proper good at water management, and then they just bust it and wash the water down the hill, and that would wash all this surface stuff off and away down to the bedrock underneath, which must have been somewhere near the surface, and it revealed the mineral veins. So they mined it on the surface then. Bruce, that stuff we looked at on hushing, we didn't know about hushing last time, did we? If they've done some hushing up here somewhere, we're going to recognise it, aren't we? There's a few little mad things up here. This area's got some mad stuff, like just to the north, like slightly this way. It's like they've been farming this stuff, the peat. We've been talking to Ben. I'm going to add a few videos from Ben to this video. And he said that they used to use it in the olden days as like a charcoal substitute, so, or as like coal or charcoal. This stuff made out of. There'll be the underlying geology, Bruce. I think all these stones were brung here by the last glacier, like at the end of the last ice age. I think they was all put down. Like them ones look loose, them ones what you're stood on, they look, they're probably loose, they're probably just all buried in stuff. Like, and I'm still not convinced if, like, any areas of mining what we're going on, whether we can find the 1600 mine, which is going to be drift tunnels and shafts, if we can find anything to do with that, or the Roman stuff. I don't think it's going to be this high up, because let's say you was getting your stuff from up here, how are you getting it away? Like, they're not getting it away, are they, Bruce? The only way we've looked at it, the only way they were getting stuff away from here back in the day is up what we think is a Roman road, back over to Gorpal Road and out down into like Briarfield that way. You can get down out the hills that way, or you can go back through Heptonstall and down into Yorkshire. That is where most of the mining was going on, so that is the most likely way the product was leaving this area. But it could have just as much been going that way over the border back into Burnley, couldn't it?
Could have been, yeah. There's a percentage it could have been, but the likeliness of it going that way is less.
My first initial guess is still it's going down into Yorkshire.
Take it the least way to take it, wouldn't you?
Like when you do the research, all the stuff you find on mining and lead mining and Romans, it's all Yorkshire based. There's not really any Lancashire based stuff. But we've been doing. Is it bad?
Bro, honestly, I was just over there putting my stick down to balance, and the stick was going down to this one.
Like a bit more backstory. We've done other videos over at Gorpal Road. We've done quite a few videos there on Roman forts, burial mounds, stone circles. Like, as the crow flies, that's only like 2 miles that way, 2-3 miles that way, and we think that stuff connects. Well, it does connect to that stuff. Ben sent us a video earlier, and there's no denying that Gorpal Road, which is always been a suspected or known Roman road, connects to this other big massive straight road, scar, whatever it is. It looks like a runway, but it's not, and it's been there a long time. It's actually the boundary, it's actually a boundary line. Can't see it yet. I wonder where it is, Bruce. Fair bit of a trek, innit?
Yeah.
Look. Now it's like the first bits of rock. No, but wait. Look.
I found some over there, but it was more like a pebble, so I didn't want to make it, you know.
But look at all the twinkles and the sparkles.
Yeah.
Let me pull this demonstrator one off my pocket and let them show them. Like quartz, that's a...
So that's like a top layer.
It's
been washed in.
It's been washed.
It's been washed off the rocks.
Down, we're still about halfway up Leg Mine Clough. I don't know if you can see the gouge out of the old dam there. That dam bust back in 1800s, washed out. You can still see the break in it. These as well, there's big scars running up the landscape. If you've watched the map, I don't know if I've already had the Ben's map footage yet, you'll see them scars running off there, some sort of drains or something. But like, are they? Were these done to feed water into the dam when the dam was done? Do you know what I mean? How old are them scars? Are they 500 year old, 400 year old, which would put them... No, do you know what? The dam's only like 1800, Bruce, so they look older than a couple of 100-year-old, them scars. But are them scars thousands of years old? Like, Romans were proper good at water management, bro.
To do with the lead mine.
No, the lead mines, that scar, that big massive scar what looks like a runway, it's a bit hard to see it from this angle, was there before the dam. Before that dam was there, it would have carried on. So the boundary, the road, what we think is a Roman road, all of that, even the lead mine and Lead Mine Clough was all here long before that dam.
Long before that.
All the man-made stuff.
When I run about the dam, I didn't mean that's the dam, that's not the dam. I got confused with the drain. In the drain for the mine.
No, not 100%. Like, obviously they want to get more water from there down there, or they're trying to protect something just to the below the drains.
Predates the mine. The dam, keep the water flow going into the dam instead of it all getting boggy up here.
Most people will think they're for the dam, and I would have thought they are for the dam. But again, do you know what I mean? Look what weather's done to them after so long. Like, look at the sides and how deep the gouges are and how steep the valley is. Then, like, look at these ones, how shallow they are. Do you know what I mean? Like, these ones look a lot older than that one, or that one would just be shallow as well.
Yeah,
Like, that'd have a shallow thing. So that would suggest it's probably half of the dam.
And not the mine.
Like, I don't know if we'll try to get GPS to work and pin drop us exactly the area.
We can put pictures of all this up anyway.
Yeah, the area marked as the lead mine is, you come up the path a little bit, Bruce, and just off to the side, the area marked as the lead mine area is probably just there.
It's there, yeah.
But all the clough is lead mine clough.
All this is lead mine clough, yeah.
Drainage
for the dam.
I'm trying to see signs of that hushing up here. Like, to be fair, there is a lot of hills above us. This looks a little bit like shallow hushing, but most of the hushing stuff I've seen, Bruce, actually creates what you'd more describe it as a valley. Like, some of them are like 40, 50 feet deep, and it looks like they've had, do you know what I mean, like they've emptied a full reservoir of water down it.
We need to
But
get over there, don't we?
onto that Roman road.
Yeah, we need to go on that bit over there. If we work straight edge.
Yeah.
Have the first straight edge.
We could do. Oh no, they're going to see on the map shots just exactly how straight that is and how different it is to everything else in the area. What kind of plane's that, Bruce?
Oh, nice. I'm not 100%, but
It's a weird one, isn't it?
it's
An old one. When Ben's had a look at the thing, we've got a lot of targets up here what we want to hit. To be fair, the one Ben spotted coming off of what we think is the Roman road, that square enclosure, I'd missed that one. I've not seen that one. I think we should go
to there.
Yeah, that's the furthest
That's
point
the
away.
first bit.
Let's go have a dig there
Yeah,
first.
of course.
Because one thing we will mention, where the dam is down there, a couple of miles down there, Bruce, that should be the last man-made stuff. Going on the maps and the thingies and the what you call it, there's nothing
Nothing there
past there. That's
after
where the houses are, that's where the stuff is. So anything we can find in this bit here, what is man-made, we're fucking on the money, bro.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Obviously we didn't find anything man-made when it was snow. The only thing we can find man-made past the boundary line is these drains. But we don't know how them drains for the dam, we're going to disregard them for the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
We'll go check that first target and see if we can't think it. We got sidetracked a minute while we were just while we were just showing this. Look, this quartzy stuff. Look, I've done this piece. This is what we're up here looking for. That is Galana. And look what the Galana's sat in. It's sat in quartz. What's that in your hand, Bruce? That's quartz. That's not as clean and white as this one because I've done this one from home. We've had it cleaned up. But the material is still the same. So do you know what I mean? The only thing we're missing out of that at the minute is the silver stuff, the Galana. So the right
That's
kind
here.
of stuff is here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The area's called the lead mine. That is here somewhere. We're going to try find it. People knew we were in 1600s because they were mining here for it in the 1600s. We don't know how or where exactly, but it's another lost mine we are going to try find. But that only takes us back to the 1600s. Like, if the Romans were coming up and down that road there, which we think they were very, very clever. And there's just as much chance we only knew there was lead here because the Romans knew there was lead here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, we need to have a little look, don't we?
Let's get on that road.
I want to find a bloody Roman sword or a thing. I know we're not going to on day one, but we haven't even been metal detector either, have we?
Weird. Keep seeing loads of ants here. Why would
Ants, bro, ants are everywhere. I'm sure if you weighed all the ants in the world, they weigh more than all the people in the world.
Out here?
Other ants, bits of
Shit.
nutrients.
And that, innit?
Mackies, they've probably got Uber. We're getting down to the bottom of Lead Mine Clough now. I don't know if you can see like the purple bracken stuff, and then like here's like a bit of greenery, two single fingers, and then it doubles out and there's like a patch of greenery there. Can you see where it's just, it does actually look a little bit different to be fair to the rest of it. That patch of land there is named the Lead Mine. So although we've just come down Lead Mine Clough, that's the bit what says the lead mine. Now normally with maps, there's the dam, look, you might be able to see it now a bit closer. Normally with maps, they're very, very close. If someone says something somewhere, do you know what I mean, map makers back in the day, they were very good, and we always find the thing where it says it is. It's just normally it's out by a couple of feet. Sometimes it's bang on the money. Sometimes it's out a few feet. Like if the lead mine was there, even if it's out by a few feet, like you know what I mean? Where is it? It all looks exactly the same here still. Like we were hoping that these might be some sort of old signs of flushing, but now we've walked down, had a proper look, we do just think it's like clough where water's bung it down. The stuff what fits the hushing descriptions and the hushing pictures is more like the stuff just over there. Like we're just gonna have a little pot about here. We're still gonna go over there to the bit what we think is the Roman road. Because although we do want to find the 1600 lead mine, do you know what I mean? Obviously Romans is even older. If we could link them to this area and mining, do you know what I mean? That's a win. The old Noah Dam Dale is just there off down to the left. This patch of greenery, this area is the area marked the lead mine. The only thing different visually is all the purple brackeny stuff what you get everywhere. There is like a nice big patch of greenery here what does not have that. I don't know if that's something to do with the clough or because there's something here down under all this peat bog. I can't remember how fast Ben said it accumulated, but like if we're going back 400 or 500 years, I think we'd want to be like somewhere near a bit less than a foot down, and if we're going to like Romans a few thousand years ago, we want to be like 2 feet down. Like this stuff accumulates like bloody hell, that feels hollow. Bruce, go here. I don't know, is that just what? Could you come here and stand here?
Yeah. Whoa. What's that like, a massive layer and there's something solid underneath?
God, what it feels like. How big's that stick?
3 and a bit foot.
Excalibur! Hey, what? That's weird, that, innit? This is the area marked lead mine. Before we start digging just mad test holes here, because we're gonna have to go like deep, aren't we? We're almost at the scar. Let's just check the scar first. And that finger, and that lines us up better as well, because we worked out the best way to get into the bit we wanted to search was get on the scar up a bit, off down the back, weren't it? But that's all, that means they're back onto it here.
Get to the scar, get to that bit, and we'll come back on.
That square in it, we'll start on the square and then we're working back out. Maybe a bit hard for you to see, but you can almost see, look, that scar there, that's the scar we're looking for. Just walk straight over it, like so. It's very easy to see from space or from the air, but on the ground we've just walked over what we're looking for by about 20 foot. So we'll get back over there. We stood here looking back at Lead Mine Clough. That's Lead Mine Clough going up through the thing. Has a bit of a valley appeal to it. That one does look a little bit like Hushing, but there's not enough room to have a dam, is there, up on top of the hill. Once you get on top of the hill, that just goes downhill on the other side, doesn't it? So they couldn't have held enough water up there to wash down the hill. But like if you look into Hushing, that does look a little bit like the remains of Hushing. Still can't believe we've missed this scar.
It's just there, bro.
I know. But when you look on LiDAR, it's a big, deep scar. Like it's clearly visible anyway. Like, obviously look around here. Everything natural and everything what nature has done is wiggly, like, or got slight curves on it. When you get up there, like the trees going off sideways, but with perfectly straight lines, that's man-made. A man's done that. Like this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but down there past the dam, off to the right, is also like another straight line type scar going off. That's also man-made. Don't know why, but it is. Oi, that farm, Bruce, we've done a video on that farm in the distance, and they're like hundreds and hundreds of tons of machines, thingies, rosewood, loads of stuff scattered all about. A-team would love it on there, wouldn't they, bro? They'd be making bare machines. Bruce, it looks like they're all gone. Like that looks like a clean farm for me, huh? I can still see a digger down at the bottom and like a truck, but that doesn't appear to have, do you know what I mean, hundreds of tons of stuff.
It therefore doesn't look like it from here. But I'm guessing once you get closer, everything's still there.
We need to go get digging this scar, don't we?
Digger, can't you?
Yeah, and you can see the one. Yeah, is that the one you're looking at? Don't know if you can see the dam as well. Can you see the big dam wall here? Well, yeah, while I'm looking at that brickwork, that's one thing I'll mention. One thing what's missing up here, do you know what I mean? We've got the lead mine cloth, we've got the area marked lead mine, we've got the stories, we've got the thingies. Obviously, you know, we do a lot of mine stuff, and what we always get at mine sites, even old ones, Bruce, but what we're missing here so far, spoil, innit? There's no spoil piles. Now, obviously, in the 400 or 500 years, you would get like a foot or so of this shite on top of it, so they could still be here. We just don't know where they are. They could have been a spoil pile here, and they could have used it for the damn wall, couldn't they, Bruce?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought originally.
That's what, yeah, like, because that.
Investigation, I don't think it's spoiled.
Because that damn wall weren't the strongest damn wall. This damn field, like in the 1800s, can you see the big break there? And it just boom, bust out, washed all thing down into a valley. I can't remember what damage it caused, but obviously did some. But I also think, I don't know whether by luck or if they engineered it, I think like a plug of land, you know what I mean, when it's all bust out and thingy, like a plug must have been at the back, has come down and then bloody plugged it back up after its thing, and then just 100 years of, do you know what I mean, river erosion would have just cut back through it. Yeah, I can't imagine a dam there, me, Bruce. Like it would have come to only like 50, 60 feet, maybe 70 feet further down the hill to us, because we are definitely higher than the wall, but I bet we're not a million miles higher. So it's still a footpath even to this day. Like, we're now in the scar, the big long straight, what we're calling the scar. I don't know if I'd touch on the old video, like when you see this from down there, it looks like a runway. Do you know what I mean? This is, and if you want the map, I would have definitely had the map footage by now. You will see that this one here, there's nothing else like it in the area apart from the drains what are over there. The only other thing was straight. Everything else is thinking. This here is a man-made gouge road, whatever you want to call it. Like, to be fair, I know we're supposed to be looking for the lead mine, but this scar slash boundary line slash whatever it is, like, this is even intriguing me since first time we were up here. It's 1,000,000% man-made. So for one, why is it man-made? Farming straps or something. What was that under the dirt or thing? Yeah. Like, this is bloody something. I don't know, you can tell it's straight, you can tell it's even straighter when you look at the aerial shots. And like I said, the Roman sites we have already visited, like you go up here, up to the side, up, it's all straight, it goes, do you know what I mean? You might have a few little dog legs even there, but like, I know you might want to always go in a straight line. You can't always go in a straight line, innit? Sometimes you've got to take a little dog leg, do you know what I mean? So long as you're still generally moving in a straight line, like I promise you, this is like the old boundary line what goes up and connects on to like the top of Gorpal Road and the other known Roman road. It all connects. Like, I don't care what anyone says, Bruce.
Well,
Bruce, 2,000 years ago, Romans were walking up and down this road. They were walking up and down this road.
I'm well happy I'm on this road.
Wait, this is a Roman road, no two ways about it. And we're going to do some digging in a minute, hopefully. We'll find them a nice mosaic floor or something, prove it.
This patch is here?
We're getting a phone signal. We're getting a phone signal. It's a definite square impression. I don't think it was at the bottom. Like, we just walked there. I think that's why we struggled to see the scar. Like, we are in the scar now. We'll find it. We'll just pull the phone back out. We'll pin drop ourselves on that.
You can definitely see the gouge. It goes up there and up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
All
And
the
this
way
is...
to the top as well.
Look, it's not rainwater. Further up there and to the side, there is something what's marked as a drain going down, but that's just we've come along hundreds and hundreds of years later and used whatever this is. Instead of going off and thinking, they've just used this anti-boost to create a bit of a drain. This is an ancient boundary line. You find a map, yeah, where this isn't the boundary line. I bet you can't. You cannot find a map old enough, Bruce, where this line here isn't the boundary line. And, bro, this isn't a natural thing, yeah? This is a man-made thing. Yeah. So, if it's not on none of the maps, yeah, it's fucking Roman road. 2,000 years ago, this is a Roman road, isn't it? It's not going to be one of the hushes, is it? Like, Booze. Remember, Booze, what if this were the mine?
That's what
I know,
thinking.
bro. Like this, it said.
There's a path on here and it says it's a road.
No, there's a path.
Oh, sorry,
there's
it
a
joins
path
to a road up there.
There's a path now, but no. But what I'm saying, Bruce, go back early. Like this has always been here for the map markers, the thingies, the what you call. Do you know what I mean?
When it gets to the top of here, it joins to another path that goes another direction. And release.
No, yeah, well, it does. It goes up there. Then you can either go back down to the Wolfstones, which is at the top of the thing, and that's also straight, or back down into the back of the Roman stuff up at Gorpal. But this is the biggest, longest straight bit on that whole flipping thingy.
And on the
Do you know what I mean?
It says to the west of the dam.
And the dam?
Dam's there.
The dam's there. That's north, east, south, west. Like this is the west of the thingy.
On the map it says it's to the side.
I know, the maps have got it down there in that little hollow, just up a little bit and down to the side, but all the literature, it says direct west. Everything west, to the west of the map, to the west of the dam, to the west of the dam. So
what we're going to figure out here, is it here or is it there? Dig.
No, but as well, obviously we looked into it. At first we thought the Romans were mining down deep, the same kind of mines we normally go in, shafts, audits, stuff like that.
You want to explain the hushing?
No, this is what I'm trying to do now. The hushing, they'd build a big dam on the top of the hill, and then they'd like wash the water down. Nah, it's all right, it'll hear it. It's pretty good, yeah. And it just washes all this surface stuff off. Like you build a big dam, like bust the dam, it washes downhill, washes all that away, and then they just, I presume, walk down, and you can just see, like you can see all the deposits, can't you? Where it'd be. So, is this some sort of, to be honest, Bruce, do you know what?
Could have been down.
Bruce, there's no saying this isn't like a nice big deep V. Just because it's full now, do you know what I mean? Obviously it's going to fill up. I don't know if I think this is too straight to be a hush. All the hushes, what I've seen, it looks more like that stuff. There's scars in the landscape, Bruce, but it's still jaggedy and it still has a river effect finger. This is a ramrod straight thing. There's something different going on with this. I don't know what, and I don't like. Let's find that square thing and do some digging. Bro, I've got no idea where the spade is. Sorry, bro. Look, we're on the scar, so we're in the right bit. The square, what we want is it there? Yeah, I've left it on the square. I lost the spade, but we found the spade, so there's no drama. Yeah, look, I know that's not the best camera image. I just want to show you what we are in the correct place. And we are going to dig that first square enclosure, which is at the immediate side of this. Do you reckon this is it? Let me get my phone out again. We're in that square. The square off to the side of the scar, our first little target. There's a scar, whop. Why we chose this exact spot? This is the lowest part of ground in the target area, like everything else is higher. So we're gonna have a little dig here first, aren't we, Bruce? Yep. Just want to show it because at first we thought it was clay, didn't we?
Yeah.
But It looks more sandy than clay, doesn't it? It's not.
Stone mix, maybe a tiny bit of clay.
If you mix water with it, it probably would go more clay. But
It's definitely the colour of clay.
it's under the bog. If it were clay, should it not be more clay than that?
Yeah, but
Does that not look more like sand to you?
One because obviously it's not fully clay. Look.
You need to find a worked stone. That's what I mean. Is it backfill? Do you know what we need to do? We need to go away from this spot, dig another tester hole, Bruce, and see if we got that same stuff, you know, in the geology just below the surface. Like, look side on there. Squid spade a minute. Like you can see there's probably.
Get clean cut.
Yeah, it's just like squidging it down a little bit. Yeah, nice. There's probably a foot of peat on top of that before you get. See, it looks a bit clayy, but I don't know if that's because you just pressed down with spade, Bruce.
Felt a bit soft when I got through it then, you know, when I went down a bit. Not well, I could go inside with it like that.
None of these bricks are works though, are they?
Oh, they're just crushed up.
Because it's off to the side, innit? Do you know what we need to do? We need to dig a test pit in that
I need
scar.
to take some of them stones home anyway.
We need to
Maybe wash one off.
do you know what, look? Oi, I thought it might have washed down or something. Bruce, look at the sharp edges on them. They haven't been washed down no river, them.
No, not a
Do you know what I
The
mean?
river's not got to that.
Them edges are too sharp and too straight. You might have broke some of them with spade though, but even the ones you haven't broke, they've not had water going over them, have they? We're hoping to find some flipping finger. This would test one on the finger. Bruce, let's move over to the scar.
Go
Yeah.
to the patch where I were then.
What, further up?
Honestly,
You want to do a little
I
test
want to
there?
test it there.
What do you mean, like bedrock?
Well, when I poked that in,
Yeah.
I did it here. It went down around the same length, deep depth. All rock hard as well.
Well, that doesn't sound like that sandy clay stuff.
No,
we just
no,
had
no,
there.
that's why I wanted to dig here, to be fair, as well a second ago.
Just make the hole bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it bigger. Just get some buckets. Just make a big up massive hole. And then we're still off to the side of the scar, Bruce. After this one, we need to do it. We need to do one on that scar. See what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
Someone must have dug it out, Bruce. They've dug that out. That's not a natural flipping thing. I'll stop this till we get a bit further down. We need to know if it's at the same level, Bruce. Because if it's at the same level, it could be some sort of foundation for something. Or it's definitely different to test hole 1, innit? Test hole 1 had that sandy clay stuff. This one has got, what do you reckon it is? Hard packed stone. That's not.
Rock hard sandstone.
I know, but it's not sat there natural, is it? Here's what they're sparkles. Oh, that's mineral rich in something. Oh, that's either pyrite or guarana. Bruce, in smaller quantities than the piece we got from the lead mine over at Canonnelly. But Bruce, they're clear as day, silver minerals. So what would it be? Pyrite or thing? We haven't done the bloody rock, have we? That one he's looking at through microscope, that one. That's definitely got twinkles and sparkles in it. That's the closest you've got to something that's the same colour as the last. It's loose, innit, Bruce? It's loose, innit, Bruce? Yes, he's a poet and he didn't know it.
Smash the fruit hole.
No, but Bruce, what I mean is, you're only smashing through it because it's thinking if that was solid rock, you wouldn't be able to break it up that easy.
Oh, no.
So, do you know what I
Definitely
mean?
smashing a couple of small rocks though.
So, Bruce, this is the closest we've come to spoil. Do you know what I mean? This is that's the closest.
The size of them ones then?
Bruce, that's full of some sort of mineral.
The size of them? They're too big.
Smack that one in half, see if it breaks on that seam. Bruce, I thought you were going to smack it like an axe man chops wood. Whoa, my foot twingled, it twinged, I thought my danger alarm went off. So what's going on here, Bruce? Look how flat that one is. Like. Oh, is that a right angle? That's very flat. Like, that's the closest thing we've. I know it's not going to. This is. We've definitely got the hard stone packed on the floor. So test hole 2, the hard stuff, Bruce, is all around the same level in it, about 1 foot down.
Yeah.
Where the other test hole we did is probably, it was a few feet lower than this, weren't it, Bruce? Because we went down the hill a little bit.
Definitely lower.
So that first test hole, the level we'd have done, mate, that is, Bruce did. Bruce, I don't know enough to know, is it? I'm going to say it's pyrite, some sort of. Galana comes in big bits, doesn't it, like blocks? But
Yeah, but it's sandstone.
I think you still get the deposit in all types of stone. Get that one in my hand, I think.
No.
Bruce, get it, that one looks a bit bricky. Listen, if we have to remove this full moor, we'll do it.
Tell me that's what it was. Oh, wow, we got a piece. Let me get that.
That's the biggest piece. Let me show that on the rock, Bruce. That's the closest one. That's the most. Oh, yo, that's bloody twinkling in the finger, Bruce. Bruce, that's the most Galana looking piece. What we've found. Oh, I hope that bloody is Galana, Bruce, or if that's lead, because if that's Galana or that's lead, Bruce, that's on the surface. And this strip, it's even more likely it could have been something to do with Romans, bro. Stick that one in her bag. Look at that one under the bloody microscope. Where's my bag? Is that on mine? Do you know what, Bruce? We've had rocks, we've had thingy, we've had stone with potential minerals out of test hole 2. Let's go dig one on that strip. We need to. I were expecting to find mineral deposits that close to the surface, Bruce.
It's too much shine. There's a lot in there, but it's very small amounts. I don't usually see it that much, but it's too big.
There's a lot in there. There's a lot of something in it. That's one of them. It's just sandstone.
Sandstone with tiny little sparkles when you do that with sun.
We'll have to jump on Google.
Silver bits. Like
We'll have to
silver.
It's not fool's gold.
No. It looked more gold.
So it's either a different type of pyrite or it's fucking Galana in a different thing.
Are we doing the same on?
Yeah, let's go dig a test hole on the scarf. Let's throw some of this dirt back in test hole. What would this test hole to? Roll some of it back. Bruce, what test hole are we on? 3, test hole 3. Just digging out at test hole 3. And I found like a big bit of wood, Bruce. Right. It's old and it's big, I think. I'm not sure what it is, but it's in the scar. We also think, Bruce, I'll just give you a little bit of the challenge. I'll walk up to the side here. Apologise for the wind. The lead mine, the 1600 lead mine is there. There's some sort of water managed, like off the scar. There is like a drain up there. Mentioned it either slinks off to the side or it's this one here that just slinks off. I've got to put it back somewhere. I can't remember 100%. But there is something there, so it is potential wood. It could be something to do with the farm, could be something to do with the mines. Like I said, we need to find something man-made west of the dam. Like that's what we're trying to locate today. It's just right, we're getting, I don't know how clear it's going to be because these GoPros aren't that good when you change from bright light into dark light, but like just under whatever that big piece of wood was, got a little bit more dirt, and then you're back to the sandstone coloured clay type stuff. It's not very clayey to say it's underground. Gives a bit of water, squirt a bit of water. But we're back to that now. So we've had this 2 out of 3 test holes at the bottom. So it's starting to look like that's the bottom of the ground, innit? No, that's dog shit clay, that.
Nah. It's not clay.
It's clay, eh? But that's not clay, that, bro. Sand, innit?
Yeah.
So what do we think that is now? We think it's just been washed down this gouge. Like, do you know what I mean? If this had water running down it for years and years, Bruce, over sandstone rocks, then it would create a lot of sand, wouldn't it? We don't think it's backfill or natural sediment, like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what, all our test holes have been near this scar. We need to go, let's go into the middle of where the lead mine was, Bruce, dig a test hole there, and see what the geology's like there, because every test hole we've dug on the scar or around the scar, after like a foot within the surface, you're getting down to the stuff, aren't you? And the bits and the bobs. Right. We need to know how this stuff's forming, Bruce, if it's over the full moor or it's just local to this scar. We're also getting bigger bricks now, like, not sure if that means anything. No twinkly rocks in this one though. Where were the twinkly rocks? On that one off to the side.
Yeah.
So that could have been a working area, or that could potentially be a tailings pile or something. We know where all our first holes are anyway, don't we? Fill these back up again. Short evenings. What's that? It's a 4-foot stick in it.
3.5. Give it 3.5.
3.5, 4 foot. Straight down through squidge. So going off estimates, that's like a couple of thousand years if we're paying Pete, I think. Bruce, how could there have been shafts here? The only way they could have had lead mine in here. You know yourself, how are you shafting down through this? Even if you dug a drift mine into the side of the hill, it's thingy. What if that 1625 stuff, what I'm finding, Bruce, is just like a red herring, because it mentions Eptonstall and finger. It goes off like it's going on about this part, but it might not be. It could quite easily be going on about the other bit. Like what? This area, like, I mean, there's nothing actually set in stone saying there's a shaft mine here or the drift mine. So what if the area is only called the lead mine because it goes back to Roman times. Do you know what I mean? And it's just the area's always been called the lead mine. And then if this is the lead mine, like it said it is, how Romans mined lead was on the surface. So all these little gouges going up the flipping rocks, Bruce, the clough, and the actual clough, what is called lead mine clough. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because there was one up there. We'll try stopping it now. We'll walk back up the lead mine clough, Bruce, to that bit what looked man-made. We need to if we can find some sparkling rocks or some twinkling rocks in there, or some sort of mineral ore. That's what I'm having. I'm having that. This is the lead mine. What you can see.
The full area.
Yeah, the full. Whatever the scar was, the management.
All the little things coming in are where they mine.
We don't call it the lead mine for nothing, and that history going back all that time. And the Romans were the only ones who mined on the surface. We've never mined on the surface. When we started mining, we started with the drifts and the it's the only stuff we do on the surface is open cast. When we remove the full finger, not just little fingers of it like that. So let's get back into lead mine clough, start heading back up towards the Woolstones, and we'll go to that long banked edge what looked on Google Earth like it's man-made. The big long straight one. I mean, these are the biggest. They're the biggest stones we've seen up here. And this, like, you can't get more lead mine clough than this. This is lead mine clough what we're in. This is what forms the clough. Why is the water so dirty? Because of the peat. I can't tell if these stones are natural. Like, would they just be sat there anyway, Bruce? That quartz, bro.
Looks like it.
It is, that's quartz, that, Bruce. So the indicators are still here. You know you get Delano in quartz, Bruce, because we've mined it out of the lead mine. Like, this is definitely has to be the bedrocky stuff, Bruce. The river's washed it cleaned out of the bedrock. Bruce, when the Romans did the hushing, this is what they did. They washed it so it went like that, Bruce. So you could see the rocks like this, and then you could see the mineral veins in them with your eyes and just mine it from the surface. But if it only builds up at a couple of feet, like, I'll have to check the bloody rate again. But Bruce, you'd think, let's say that were the Roman surface when they were here, Bruce, it wouldn't have filled up with more than that, would it? Like a few feet.
I know you do get them sparkles in sandstone, yeah? But I've not seen them so big me before.
No, you do get like little mineral inclusions in most rocks. In there, yeah. But that piece, what I put in the bag,
a big piece.
Yeah, it had like a large, it weren't just a twinkle, was it?
No. This is bedrock, yeah.
We need to get into that deep. We walk down the other side of the clough. We need to get into that deep gouge, Bruce, because that one 100% hasn't been carved by water. Yeah. This one's been carved by water. That other one hasn't. Why does it sound like it's going down somewhere else? Bruce, do you know what I mean? Water hasn't eroded this one out.
No chance. Why would it be?
Because a river hasn't come down. That clough is not as deep as the other, and this one coming up along the bottom of it is still marked lead mine clough.
Is this where a dam?
What, for the hushing?
Yeah.
Yes, Bruce. Bruce.
Look at it now from my point of view, what I've just seen now. There's a drainage in.
Block it off
dams
there,
up here,
fill it with water.
Fill it with water. And whatever the hushing is this now.
Like,
The ledge here.
look, the banking, Bruce, that ain't ever had flipping thingy, has it? Do you know what I mean? It's only ever done this.
Yeah.
Done that.
Yeah.
Done that.
That's a dam, that.
What's, is this the start of one? A filled in one?
That's the start of a second one.
Um,
Get more water pressure down. Why would it be smaller than that? There's no reason for that. The
It
only
looks-
reason to it is to hold water.
it looks like someone's dug into
It's
it.
like trying to make a lake, but you've just opened the end.
You've dug into it here. No, but would that be enough water to wash away?
I don't know. I just obviously predicted that then where I thought.
And would they keep damming it? Would you do it once? Do you know what I mean? Then would you do it a
do
few
it
weeks
again and
later,
again
a
and
few
again
weeks
and
later
again.
until it just washes it away?
Yeah, you just keep doing it.
If that's the case, bedrock and the natural rock should just be there.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be nothing here. So we'll do a tester hole there. Bruce, I'm fucking sure there's a big hole here. Bro, I'm not even joking. Look. I don't even know if I've done a torch.
Water's been thrown down there and washed it out. There's no hole. It's like an underwash. Like the water's washed away.
Has
Like,
it done
like
it
a
in?
river would.
Has it done it in trickles, or has it done it in one swift move? So it's saying it goes under the lump and then comes out somewhere lower. Have you got your torch? Oh yeah, there is. Bro, do you know what's going to be in there? I've seen a big pile of feathers here. It's probably a fox or something in this, bro. You got a torch on you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was going to bring it, but I might end up going on a hole.
Bro, there's feathers in there. This is definitely goes into something, Bruce. Foxes go in here. There's feather in there. There's feathers up there. Just stone straight away. Is it the bedrock?
Yeah.
Get a piece of stone, see if there's any mineral deposits in it. It's too wet, I can't tell, bro. What's going on with all these berries? All these wild berries. Can we?
Poisonous then, no, ain't
What?
What is it, fingerberries? Blueberries?
No, purple berries.
Purple berries? I'm not a berry expert, but... He looked good, bro, but I wouldn't eat them.
I'm not a berry
Until someone
expert.
confirms what they are.
So what we're thinking, this ain't what we just thought it was. Because it would have washed away, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But what is that? It's clearly something, Bruce. That's not naturally. Should we have a little dig in that?
Yeah.
But everything above this spot Still has about 4 or 5 feet of the peat on it. Feel like that's too much. Still got the quartz in there. Again, Bruce, I can see a lot of there is still a lot of mineral in the rock. We just don't know what mineral.
Hopefully someone can tell us, so we'll find out.
Yeah, well,
No,
obviously we've had a... Innit? Take some of these ones home to break open.
Yeah. That one, you can carry that one on. Get in your bag well.
So I mean, that's a big rock. Look at the curve to it. Like,
Oh yeah, what's it for?
that almost looks worked as well, doesn't it, Bruce?
Almost.
Doesn't it?
Water could have done it though, couldn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Almost looks like concrete, that Bruce.
I'd have a poke around with a stick.
Here, that one's absolutely chock-a-block and we'll get that one in the bag. It doesn't look like the Tescalana what we brought.
That's a hole.
Nothing like it. Move further back up out at cloth. Right. This is the hardest rock stuff we've found so far. It's like shale, but we've had mines in shale before, and look, it's very red, it's very irony. Like I did just, let's see if I can demonstrate it. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but the shaly stuff is also rich in whatever this mineral is. Hopefully someone can tell us what that mineral is, because we're not 100% certain. The shale looks like very irony. Yeah, just have a little dig if you want, just in case odd thing pops up. I'm starting to see minerals, Bruce, in the shale. It looks very irony. But whatever that mineral is, what we keep seeing, it's in this shale stuff too. This is just the hardest. Right, for those of you that watch the maps, I want to know where we are. This here, look, I'm on the dog leg on one of the drains. It says drains, and they were marked up because it was supposed to be feeds for the reservoir. But do you know what I mean? After chatting with, after watching Ben's video this morning, was there something before they were drains and they just used them for like the reservoir? It's quite a distance from here. I'm not convinced how beneficial these would be for supplying water, let me show you, to the reservoir down there, which you know what I mean? It weren't the biggest reservoir in the world, and you've also got lots of river valleys, lots of cloughs, lots of big massive waterways already running down to that. Do you know what I mean? Why? There's 3 of these, you should have clocked them on the map. They're straight up that way, whap whap whap, so they're definitely man-made, dug out with a shale. But are they drains, or have they always been drains? Like, I'm not convinced these 3 drains would supply any more water than one of them cloughs, because each one of them cloughs is a lot fatter than these, and they've just got spiderwebs arms going off all over the place. Like, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of water to come down off that hillside down into the valley anyway. Yeah, but is it still just all the shale booze? The shale's definitely going to be the natural geology, innit?
Shale on shale.
I'd rather carve a valley through this stuff than any of that boggy stuff what we've just been in.
Full shale. I know, like you said as well.
But it's very mineral rich as well, Boosh.
Loads of it.
Just got enough power for that, look. That's all the stuff what sits on top, and then the clay is grey. Not that sandstone one, what we was just digging up on that scar. So the sandstone clay stuff, I don't know if you get different, I don't know enough about geology yet, or do you get the grey clay immediately next to the sand stuff one? Something different going on here. It's on 1% anyway, it's gonna die. But it's sparkling everywhere. There's quartz everywhere.
It's a strange one, isn't it?
Right, Clive, Damien. I've been having a look. What forgot? I'm on the Burnley side of the map. You know, my other side of the map's got green lines going everywhere with all the paths on it. Well, I've started here. If you've not been following Clive, I said to Damien, if you come, where is he looking? He's down here at Nordale. There's a big trench out the back of it here. And when you look on the top of this hill here, it looks like it turns that way. And then it drops off the hill there. And if you have a look at this, this is called Gorpal Road. If you look at this, it goes straight over a stream, straight over a stream, straight over a stream. And then if you turn a right there, there's a Roman camp there, a Roman camp there, a Roman camp here-ish, I think. So the Romans have been here. And if you start looking over here, look at all red dots start over there. And I think what they've been doing over here, I think this is the back of Ebden Bridge. Eptonstall's here. So this is Ebden Bridge, innit? Our Castle Crags bit. And that's where I've got all clunters and stuff like that. So it looks like they've been doing this with it. Across these. And maybe some of these lead mines and iron mines and stuff are actually Roman. Even some of these trenches, Clive, that, if you look at the back of that, this down here, Nordale, that is a bang-on straight trench. It looks like the dike on Feveley. So now I'm thinking that they might be Roman roads then, like the Feveley dike and stuff. That'll make flipping Stephen Oldfield's head spin round, won't it? But yeah, look at all that red that starts there again. So I should really carry this map on now on this side. Right, Damien, I'm sending all these to Clive. It gets more interesting because I've not looked on this side, but me and Clive started off looking at the Helm Clough in Bacup. That's where the Hardmans come from. That were Hardman's mine. So we had a joint interest in Helm Clough in Bacup. There's one there on Burnley side in it that runs down Hapton, right? But then you have this heliplat here. Heliplat's near Cliviger mine in it. Then above it, Mere Clough, earthwork, Brown Hill, Rough Hill, all that. at Hurstwood, higher red leaves and Ormrod House above it. And then it just keeps going up in a straight line. Brownside, Pike Hill, Rowley. Then you have Hellclough again there, don't you? Hard to see that one. Ringstones. Remains of a stone circle. Brow Edge, Brown Edge. Then you over here, you've got another stone circle. Earthworks, Pike, Stones. And look here, we'll go across again. There's an L clough there. It's hard to zoom in on that. Get that. Go on. L clough there without a H. Anyway, yeah, that does say L clough. Rivaux Edge, which is where the iron expert, he knocks around there up Yorkshire, won't talk to me. Too bothered in his own Rivaux Edge. Ringing Stones there, Ringing Stones, Clattering Stones. Yeah, and then if I go further up from there, so start here at Helly Platt, Mereclough, up through Ormrod House, Earthworks, Ringstones. It just goes round the edge of the hill, this, because then that's your twist finger. That's your Ringing Stone. Ringstones, Roman Camp, your twist Roman Camp. Then above that, what have you got then? Earthwork, Bonfire Hill, Pike Law, Monk Hall, Red Hall, Farm, High Red Hall, another enclosure, a place called Slack. Then above that, you've got Ringstone Hill again. So these ringstones keep going. Deerstones, Lower Draft Farm, and a Hollins Hall. Well, there's a pinfold over there. And then around here, you've got Raven Rock. Yeah, next to Hollins Hall, you've got Raven Rock. We're over at Wycollar now. And then you've got Ratton Clough next to Wycollar. Monk Ride above it. Reedshaw, Bent Hill there. Brown Hill. Over here you've got Kiln Hill, and that you see that this green stripe now, look, it goes round there. So when I started off down here, I went up there, round there, round there, round there. They're all red names. And that road there joins them all up. And when I was just looking then, there's a Roman camp there, a Roman camp here, a circle here. And then if you go down there, there's another earthwork there. I was thinking, the way that they're spaced out, them Roman camps, there should almost be like another one here and another one here. And there's a few of them along there. There's camps around this hill. I never heard of them. Me and Clive were looking for Roman and Viking camps on our side, and they're all there. They're all around the outside of that hill. But there's a lot of stuff on the top of that hill. Lads, my battery's running out now, but I've just come round here again. I've had a few ideas about names. One of them's Mere, innit, because we've been following these pisser cloughs about, and one of them's Mere. There's a place here called Mere Stones. So they must be red stones, right? And then next to it, there's Roundhill. And I've had a bit of an idea about everywhere that's called Roundhill could be like a little bloomery hill. Well, above it, there's a place called, there's Round Hall over there. So then I would guess that that's a mine. Round Hall. And then I found these rigging stones, clattering stones down here, fox stones, saucer stones. They're like hob stones, aren't they? You expect them to be big, round and flat, which is what my iron stones have been. And you've got Brown Hill, Robin Scar, Saucer Hill, Stack, which I reckon Slack, Round Hole, Weather stones. That's another one, because I've been thinking that the Weather Hills have been where the bloomeries have been. So that if a Weather Hill's where the bloomery is, then maybe they're bloomery stones that you'd take to the Weather Hill. I've never heard of a Weatherstone before. I found round stones. I've never seen mere stones before. These are around Pisser, Raven stones, Crown Point, Ringing stones, Clattering stones, round stone. Round stones might be saucer stones as well. Saucer stones, hob stones, round stones, saucer stones, Ringing stones, Clattering stones. Yeah. Look at that big green finger there in circles of that. It's got a load of iron on there. Damien, if you want to go and find some more. That's Hamilton Hill here. That's Widdop Res. So there, it seems like there's a lot of iron mines up there somewhere.